Welcome to the Living Centred podcast, a podcast all about learning together how to live lives which are centred on Jesus. Everyone lives centred on something. Our goal is to learn together how every area of our lives, everything about who we are and how we live, can be increasingly oriented around Jesus and transformed by Jesus. He invites us to a rich and satisfying life, where the good news that he truly is enough changes everything about how we relate to God, ourselves, and the world. In each episode, a different person shares about what it's looking like for them to seek to centre their life on Jesus right now. As we hear their stories, we get to learn together and to encourage one another in what it means for Jesus to be at the centre of our lives. This is a journey we are all invited to, and a conversation we all get to be a part of. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, my name's Adrian, and it is so good to welcome you to this week's episode of the Living Centred podcast. And it's my privilege to introduce today Yolanda, who's going to be sharing. Yolanda, it is good to see you.
A pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's going to be good. Well, to ease you in, as I do for everyone every week, I wonder if you could just start by telling us a little bit about who you are and what your life looks like at this point in time.
Yeah, so I am Yolanda. I am a lover of Christ. I love to always say that to everybody.
Yeah.
I love Jesus. I'm currently studying for my registration exam to be a pharmacist. So fingers crossed, by the grace of God, it goes well.
Yeah.
And I'm also a poet. So
yes,
I believe, Adrian, you read some of mine.
I have. Really good.
So yes, it's great. What came out from that was just quiet times with the Lord where I just wanted something that was like a fruit of me and him. That's what birthed it out, essentially.
Oh, definitely. And it definitely has that feel of just the overflow of your heart. Yeah. They're really good. Oh, that is, I have to be very disciplined at this point in time. So I have to want to ask loads of different questions, but I won't do, just to keep on task of the next question, which is the big question. But it is just this beautiful window in to what your life looks like at this point in time. And I do love how you started of saying, who am I? I'm a lover of Christ. Yeah. I love Jesus. That's a good way in. I guess then, within the richness of what your life is looking like at the moment, it is the big question then, what does living centered on Jesus look like for you right now?
I think for me, it looks like a lot of beautiful things. So for me, in the morning, like early in the morning, where there's no one around, the streets are quiet. Yeah. And it's just, I love to spend time with the Lord. So sometimes what I do is I tell him, Lord, this is me and you time. So I'm consecrating it right now.
Wow.
And I want it to hear your voice clearly. So sometimes I put instrumental music, or I just sit there in silence and just bask in his presence. Because that's where I'm meant to be. Yeah. I'm not meant to be anywhere else. So at least just before I start myself, it's almost like a thermostat. You're getting it ready and in the right temperature to be in. And also like my heart posture towards him. Yeah. So with him, I'm very like particular. Like I just want to make sure that I'm in the right heart posture to receive him. Not just, really everything running around in my head's, here or there, but just centered on him. Yeah. To hear what he has for me and what he wants me to do in that day. So, yeah.
Oh, it's really good. I love it. I love the thing that you said, it's just beautiful things. And just this intentionality of saying, that the start of the day is I just want to start by just being quiet, being silent, maybe having some instrumental music in the background, but just getting time to say, God, I just want to be present with you and know your presence with me. I love it. And just in it, what it's about for you is that sense of, I want my heart posture to be right as I'm going to carry on through this day. Yeah. Oh, it's just really beautiful. I guess then it is then the follow-up question of what else helps you then in terms of doing that.
I would say friends, so having Christian-centered friends. So those that are truly for the Lord, their heart is chasing after him.
Yeah.
So let's say if I'm having like a terrible day or like sometimes I need like someone to come to me and be like, no, focus is on the Lord. Your focus should be on him.
Yeah.
Yes, this is happening, or yes, this is occurring right now. But most importantly is how can I bring glory to him even in my sadness or even in my, frustration?
Yeah.
How can I still be a light to everybody else?
Yeah, yeah.
I think for me, it's more about not just wallowing in sadness, but also taking the time to sit there. What would the Lord do in this situation, or how would he approach this?
It's great. I love that, both the twofold thing of just one, what is it that helps is other people.
Yeah.
I think that, we're not meant to do this by ourselves. And just people who are just going to come alongside and say, hey, come on, draw your sight back to Jesus.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, where's he in this? And then I love also you just saying, and then there's just the reality of life, that sometimes it can just feel like there's just stuff happening.
Yeah.
And just acknowledging that, and they're saying, where are you in this?
Yeah.
How can I be your presence in this? Really good. I guess then my next question is like, what are you discovering then about who God is as Father, Son, and Spirit at the moment?
Wow. There's a lot of things. There's a lot.
Amazing.
I'll say his love, his patience, his kindness as well.
Yeah.
Because it just reminded me just now of a time in my third year of university.
Yeah.
When I was going through grief. I had lost 2 family members, and even in that, yes, I was sad. Yes, I was, going through the stages of grief, but even in that, he was still calling me to be a light.
Wow.
Not just like that my grief was, dismissed or anything like that. No, he was very much present. In that, he was very much taking time to be very close to me. Like in the Bible, it says he's close to the brokenhearted. But even in that, he was saying, be my light. Because yes, you're going through this, but that doesn't stop the mission that I've sent you on. So it just brought that to mind.
Yeah.
And because I remember there was someone I knew who was going through something, a very difficult time during that same period.
Yeah.
And he was like, speak words of encouragement to this person. And I said, Lord, how can I encourage somebody when I don't feel encouraged right now?
Yeah.
I don't feel like a light right now. I feel very dim. Like there's nothing I can pour out. But, you go from periods of battling almost, or like arguing with him, and I go, okay, Lord, I'll do it. And then I found that with those same words of encouragement that I spoke to that individual, he was speaking light into me.
Wow.
With that same thing. So it's not that your efforts are wasted or the pain that you're going through is wasted. No, he's very much in that. That's why I like to say is the trials and pain are there for your refinement. They're not just there to, just cause you pain and that's it, it's final. No, he, even in that pain, he uses that to birth something in you.
Wow. It's very, very deep.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just struck by just the reality of what you've lived with and how then you've encountered God through that. I think, it challenges me. I think what I love in terms of that, of what you're saying, what am I discovering? Where it's like, I keep discovering more of God's love, his patience and his kindness.
Yeah.
And then you're reflecting and saying, I've known that even in the darker moments, I've known that. And what strikes me is you mentioned it actually in each of the answers so far is been, there's this call to be light. Is that for you, it's like, this isn't something that's just about me.
Yeah.
Like what I know of Jesus, it has to radiate out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has to shine out to others. And even in the moments where I'm left grieving and in pain, still in that, and how I encounter God and how I question God and all these things in that is still moments where I can be light to others. Mm-hmm. And that may sometimes be that I can even find words of encouragement to others, but even just how I'm handling it is actually just going to be a light to others. Really good. Sadly, that gets us to our last question, which is, like, how are you changing? Like, if we were to have met you 3, 6, 12 months ago, how would Yolanda then look different to today?
Very different. Very different. I would say I was just stressed and overwhelmed by everything.
Wow.
And almost like understanding who the Lord was at that time, for me, it was just hard. So rather than, knowing his love, his patience and kindness, I was just like, okay, Lord, what is going on and why is this here? So I was almost blaming him for the pain that I was going through or the trials I was going through. Yeah. But even in that, he wasn't like turning his face away from me. He was saying, just come home, like, stop. It's okay, you can wallow, but come back, like, just come home. So definitely he's spoken to me in such a beautiful way, and he's very patient with me. That's one thing that I've realized, and it just works for me and him. So I'd love to think of him as a best friend. Like, when at the times where I didn't have that many friends around me, he was my best friend. He was my therapist, per se, when I would just vent at him. But definitely it shows me about his wonder and how his display of glory is coming on the earth, not just in my life, but with what I see around me as well.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. I love it. I loved your oath there. Like, how I'm just utterly different. It's like, I can't remember how you put it. It was just that of course I'm different. I've been changing. Yeah. And I just love then how you said you are discovering about God, is how you've then changed. It's like, I've just known God meet me and be patient with me, be consistent with me, be my best friend, be the one who's just been calling me, even in the moments where I was like, no, it's just like, come home. And I just think that's beautiful. And I reckon there'll be people listening to this who just need to hear, come home. That's like an amazing invitation. Yeah. As always, man, I get to the end of these and my heart's full. It is, because it's just beautiful just to hear like how someone's journeying with Jesus and just how Jesus is then changing someone's heart and life. And I love it if you just said, yeah, he's my best friend. At the moments where it felt like, I'm not sure there are as many friends around at the moment. God, you were it, and you still are. It's just really good, really good. Thank you so much for sharing. It's done me good, man. It's done me good. And I think it will do others good listening to this. I think out of the wonder and beauty of what you've shared, the thing that I want to consider a bit more this coming week is just sitting in silence. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Like, start of day, just sit in silence and posture my heart towards the one that I want to come home to. Feels good. That feels good. How about you, my listening friends? What are you going to consider a bit more out of the wonder and beauty of all that Yolanda has shared with us? Lastly, I just want to thank you for listening. I want to pray for each and every one of us. I pray that we would know more of the wonder of living centered on Jesus this coming week. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of the Living Centred podcast. New episodes are released every Monday, and if you enjoyed this episode, please do like and subscribe on your chosen podcast provider to receive them direct each week. Living Centred is produced by the team at Oasis Church in Birmingham, UK, and you can find out more and get in touch with the team via theoasischurch.com.